Welcome back to another People I Meet. Okay, so I mentioned in the last one, and it hasn't uploaded yet, and we'll see which order in which these upload, so maybe the next one, that most of my guy friends come from OkCupid. And that's mainly because I try doing meetups, but I don't have the energy to pack up my wheelchair and go to these things. And when I get there, it's great, it's fun. Complete Strangers is actually one of my natural habitats. The classroom is my first natural habitat as a teacher. Student is second, but I'm kind of done being a student, although I wouldn't mind going for an MBA, to be honest. But when I've been chatting with guys for weeks or months or whatever, then it's easier to get up the energy to go out and meet them, right? So that's why most of my friends come from OkCupid or Tinder or the dating sites. Well, I have joined a lot of meetups and haven't had the energy to get out and go to them. Well, one time I did. I got up the energy to go to a meditation group, because who couldn't use more meditation? And it honestly does help me. It brings my blood pressure down, and I'm already on like 20 different medications. I don't need another one for blood pressure. Meditation is honestly very helpful. I used to think it was voodoo and for hippies, but honestly, I'm going to put a plug for meditation. So there's a meditation one, and I'm like, awesome, and it's called Living Healthy in a Toxic World. Excellent. Yeah, the world is very toxic. I would love to live a more mentally healthy lifestyle, right? So I go down there, and it's like a shady part of town, okay? And the sidewalk is under construction. So I have to physically get out of my wheelchair and walk over this part that's roped off. And then this guy's like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "Yes, please." So I have to take his hand and walk around the construction, and then he has to get my wheelchair and bring it over, and then I have to take his hand and have him help me up the steps because they're like 6 inches high. So I finally get in the building, and I need to get to room 306, and I don't see any elevators. And he's like, "Okay, well, there's probably one back there somewhere." And he goes in his office, and I'm like, "Okay, cool, thanks." And I'm wandering around in my wheelchair looking for an elevator, and nothing. And then I see this lady, and I'm like, "Hey, is there a wheelchair, or is there an elevator?" And she's like, "Yeah, there's a freight elevator, I think." And I'm like, "Okay, is there like a real elevator?" She's like, "I don't know. What are you looking for?" And I tell her. So she goes up to room 306, brings someone down, and he looks like a maintenance dude, right? And he brings me out onto the dock, gets me into the freight elevator, which is the size of like the IKEA elevators. And I'm in there with broken mirrors and toilets and just garbage, basically. And gets me up to the 3rd floor and gets me into room 306. And there's no one else there. It's just me and him and another director. And I'm like, "Okay, is this the meditation group?" And they're like, "Well, it's living healthy in a toxic world." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It was under one of my meditation meetups." And they're like, "Well, it's living healthy in a toxic world based on Scientology." And I'm like, oh shit. I mean, I didn't say that, but I'm thinking it. The little energy I have, check out the spoon theory, okay? It's valid, it's real. This is how we have to function. Those of us with diseases like this, we have to measure our lives based on energy, and we don't have a lot of it. I wasted all of this energy on freaking Scientology. Are you kidding me? But I'm here, so whatever. I listen, and I'm like, Scientology, like Tom Cruise, like that religion? And the guy's like, "Yeah, but it's not that. It's not like what you've heard on the media." And I'm like, "Okay, well, tell me, how am I going to tell my friends that this isn't the crazy religion that they've heard about? What am I going to tell my friends that I've accidentally wandered into? Oh my goodness, seriously, living toxic in a healthy world." And they go on to explain why living healthy in a toxic world, why the world is toxic. And it's because we don't recycle enough, and plastic bottles can go in landfills for up to 1,000 years. Yeah, I know all that. That doesn't go under the meditation umbrella. And yeah, I probably should recycle more. Okay, fine. But that doesn't help me right now. So I'm like, how can I tell my friends that this isn't the Tom Cruise Scientology thing? And he goes into an explanation about how the media has completely misportrayed Scientology, the same way it's misportrayed Trump, I'm sure. And how Big Pharma is making Scientology look bad. Okay, I don't like Big Pharma. One of my medications costs $8,000, and Big Pharma doesn't want me to die because then they don't get any money off of me, and they don't want me cured because then they don't get any money off of me. So I don't like Big Pharma. But what in the hell does it have to do with Scientology? Nothing, right? But I'm listening because I'm polite, and because I'm already there, and because I'm already there. And then I keep asking him the same question. How is this not the crazy religion that I've heard so much about? And he tells me that he's not going to try to baptize me. He's not going to ask for money. And it's just a belief system based on L. Ron Hubbard's whatever stuff, and that people have many different aspects to their beings and stuff. Oh, okay, I'm all good with that. And then he tells me that I had a past life, and in this past life I had 3 children. They were born in 43, 45, and 47. My father was born in 45. Is my father my child? I live in a retirement home. Am I living with my children? One of the residents here, who's no longer here, the one who was like in love with one of the staff, she was telling me how she had a past life and how she died. And I'm open to the supernatural. I'm open to people seeing spirits and ghosts, and I'm open to that. But the past life thing, I just can't wrap my head around. I mean, maybe it's real, I don't know, but I just can't wrap my head around it. And I don't believe that I had a past life. And then the guy's like, well, this is all hypothetical, you understand. Well, he's got quite a bit of detail for being a hypothetical. And then I'm like, okay, well, how did I die? You were murdered as a young lady. You were about 26, 27. So I had 3 children by the time I was 26, 27. Okay, that's fine. And I'm like, okay, well, where's their father? And he's like, oh, he's probably still alive. Well, my children are in their 70s, so, and I was in my 20s when they were born, so their father's like 100, unless I was like a cougar. Well, no, that's gross. No, I wouldn't. Ew. That's still a lot of detail for a hypothetical. And he still hasn't answered the question of how I can tell my friends that this is not the crazy religion I've seen on TV. Because it is. So, the one time I got up the energy to go to a meetup turned out to be Scientology. Oh man, organized religion is an oxymoron. So, if you guys find my children out there, they were born in 43, 45, and 47, and their mother died apparently when they were very young. I don't know what year I died, but I was 26. I'll see you guys next time, and I'm not joining a cult or Scientology or any of that. Okay, see you next time.